Welcome back to Coriander Society Adventures! Our heroes, the brave John Carmichael, the ingenious Gastone Tosto, and the very good at punching things Asena have returned to the city of Northport, and now the next chapter of their thrilling adventures begins!
Woo! All right, we'll go with that. Yeah, no, we'll go with that. Welcome back to Coriander Society Adventures, everybody. I'm Tormented by Gnomes. I'll be your game master today. Joining me, we've got Beatdown Boulevard, Ninja Nanette, and Pods of War.
My name is Pods.
I had to get the pointing right.
Yeah.
No,
it's all about direction.
He absolutely forgot your name.
I think you just forgot who I was.
You know, it happens. It's the real reason that I have these labels on the screen here to tell me what's going on.
Cancel gnomes, man. He's just forgetting names.
I'll expect to see the tweet longer by tomorrow morning.
I'm the devil?
Exactly. Take your 1,500 some subscribers somewhere else with this ish.
1,500 subscribers. You're hilarious.
I thought you did. Okay.
Followers on Twitter, yes.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Gnomes, that I used the wrong terminology that we all understood. Oh my.
Well, it's very important.
1,500 subscribers is
That's
like
a lot.
It's a living wage.
That's math I am not going to do.
I did the math.
Though.
You need, like, if you have 960 subscribers, you can make minimum wage. A $15 minimum wage.
Twitch, right?
Yeah, on Twitch. Yeah.
Wait, but on YouTube, you have almost 1,000. So
yes, the math there is completely different.
That's right.
All right, that's fair. Yeah. That's fair. We just had to define our terms.
Yeah. Anyways, I was just taking shots at you. Don't worry about it.
I'm used to it. When we last left our heroes, they were in the city of Northport. John Carmichael was staying up to the wee hours in Department 7 custody, talking to Hank McCarthy, who he discovered to his surprise is an agent of the Coriander Society.
Yeah, that was an incredible surprise, especially after stealing his identity a few different times.
I had to spring that on you, eventually. Gastone and Asena have taken down the infamous Lincoln Giotto, transferred Florence Giotto from her storage pod into her shadow armor, sent her off to the Donahue Institute to receive medical treatment because she's got matrix muscles. And they also tracked down the White Ghost and explored a haunted factory, which, as it turns out, is not haunted. It's actually being held by spies from Omelans.
It's not haunted at all.
2 out of 10. Lame.
Yeah, that's true. It was fun though. Well, it was fun when it was over. That was scary. I almost got thrown into a what was it? A printing press or something?
A steel die.
Oh,
one of those things that like stamps metal into a shape.
Yeah.
It doesn't stamp flesh as well. It does different things.
Yeah.
So you refresh me if I'm wrong. You had reunited. You were taking a rest, correct?
Yes.
All right. In that case, the camera returns to the Department 7 building as the rain continues to pour down. And it zooms in to the tiny interrogation room with no windows where John Carmichael and Hank McCarthy have been talking for hours. John has basically told him every single aspect of the adventure that's happened so far ever since he left Boston. And Hank has told him that the department, or that the Coriander Society doesn't know what happened to John and is looking for him. They don't necessarily think he's gone rogue, but they don't necessarily think he's betrayed them and is trying to destroy the universe, but because he's out of their custody with some important artifacts and may have fallen under their influence, they're looking to capture him and bring him in for interrogation. So one way or another, they are on his trail. The sun begins to rise somewhere outside, sight unseen, as the two of you are concluding your business. John, what do you want to do?
Did he share his background with me, or are we just kind of backgrounding that?
Oh, where did I write that down? I know I wrote that down.
Yeah.
All right. He gives you the short version.
Great.
You see, the Army of the Eclipse used to serve the same function as the Coriander Society. Except that it was born and raised on this world.
Oh, okay.
It came out of an occult tradition in the old continent across the way. But when they eventually made contact with the Coriander Society, they joined forces and they kind of merged and became one tradition.
Okay.
Almost an offshoot in its own way. So, but a while ago, they split back off again. That was ancient times, is that the two were one organization. And then the Army of the Eclipse branched off. They became a lot more secretive and occult, but they stayed allies. Hank was brought up in the Coriander Society. He started out kind of like you, went into criminal justice, became, studied minor spy work, essentially, ended up going into the department, was recruited from inside the department.
Wait a minute, can you back up real quick? So, sorry, the Army of the Eclipse, that was the original that then merged with the Coriander Society that is now unmerged again.
Correct.
Interesting. Okay.
It's like they didn't fully merge, but they were very close allies and practically the same organization. About a century ago, there was a rift in the Army of the Eclipse because some of them thought that they became more of a mystical society of actual like spiritualism rather than an investigative authority that keeps otherworldly magic out of that world.
Gotcha.
They still shared the same goal, but whereas the Coriander Society is an organization, they have, it's not a cult. It's not a secret society. It's like an investigative organization.
Yes.
They don't believe, there's no belief system for the Coriander Society. There's a set of values, but it isn't like a mystical thing. Whereas the Army of the Eclipse re-embraced its mystical roots.
Gotcha. So basically the department fills the same like job that the Coriander Society does on Earth.
The department is like the FBI. And the Coriander Society recruits inside the department. It sort of exists on its own. They recruit department agents. They recruit people all over the world.
If you are in the Coriander Society, you were probably in the department, but that doesn't mean that everyone in the department is in the Coriander Society.
Correct.
That kind of a thing. Okay, cool.
He has a team of his own. They were not originally based in Northport. They were originally based in the capital, farther down south along the coast.
Okay.
They have been tracking the whole thing that happened with Zolquia 20 years ago. The society has been investigating that ever since the strange comet appeared in the sky and kids started being born with powers. But they weren't able to link it until their investigation led them here. He came here to work the Angel Killer case because it had a supernatural angle. And now that he knows how far this rabbit hole goes, he ought to call in the rest of his team who's still down in the capital. They've got an inventor, they've got a socialite, they've got an occult specialist.
John's gonna inquire, what was his team's specialty in terms of like what did they usually do? Did they investigate? Did they clean up the messes? Like what was their whole deal, their whole shtick?
The intersection of crime and magic. Mortals who get their hands on stuff and use it for profit.
So wet work, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Like without, calling this guy like an actual hitman. Like basically his group, they had to bring the bad people in, or at least the overly ambitious.
They don't have to die. They just have to go away.
No, they don't have to die, but how often are you going to convince a mad mage to turn over their artifacts and submit to you?
I can be very persuasive.
I'm sure you can.
The meaning of that is 100% clear to John. Like he's not even trying to be clever.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this has been nice, but so far I've gotten 2 things of bad tea, 1 thing of mediocre tea, and a decent sandwich. I'm famished. It's been hours. Do you need anything else from me? Because I got to get back to my team. I've been on radio silence now for a while.
Yeah, I need
something tells me things are something's happened. I know.
I need to know what your next move is, John, so that I can keep my people on the case and not in your face.
I think we're going to be off-world for a bit, is the thing. I'm not entirely positive because we're going to have to see how things have shaken out since I've been gone. But hopefully we'll be out of your hair for at least another week to a fortnight. I'm not exactly sure how long this is going to take.
All right. My team is working on tracking the last of the angel killers down to Zolquia, where she bought that ticket.
That's where Natalie bought the ticket?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. And you said that you had Carter in custody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we talked about this. You know what she is at this point.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm assuming you're taking precautions so that way, well, I wouldn't mind if she sees the light of day, but you're never going to let her see the light of day again, right?
Yeah, we have precautions.
I would like, not now, I don't have the time, but I'd like to be able to have me and my people interrogate her before I'm assuming we're probably going to join you off to Zokia when we come back.
No. John, my team is going to Zolquia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. My team is going to Zokia.
This is why we're having this conversation, John.
Yeah.
So there are two matters that I need to deal with. One, this angel killer business.
Yeah.
Two, the Omelans situation in Kemet. I need a team on the ground to stop them from getting their hands on the funerary pyramid of the last pharaoh.
So here's the thing, Hank. My team, first of all, this matter in Zokia, very personal to one of my teammates. Technically two of us, but regardless, we got a bigger stake in what goes on there, and I know the land. I've been there before. I have a pretty good idea how to get my way around. And more importantly, I'm not sure how you and your team handle things, but I think considering we've already had run-ins with this group, we're better equipped for Zokia. I think you and your team should head off to Kemet. That makes a little more sense. I've heard of the place. I picked up some ancient artifacts. I've done some research, but honestly, as a local, you have a much better chance than I do or my team does, because I'm sure the others haven't gone to Kemet, of assisting there. If you need help, you can always call upon me. I'll do everything I can to assist, but really, trust me, Natalie's not going to be able to stir up too much considering we killed her boss. I'm sure that with this horrible god baby, this is not over, not by a long shot. Also, I'm pretty sure Master of the Unknown is also in Zokia, which adds another layer of personality to this whole thing. So trust me when I say, take your people to Kemet, me and mine will go to Zokia, but I will make sure that we can keep tabs with you. And if we need additional assistance, I can always send you for backup.
I'll do what I can. I'll make sure that Kemet is a priority for my team, but I don't know how long that op is going to take, John. I don't know how long your next little mission is going to take. So just keep me in the loop, will you?
I will be able to check in regardless of where I am with you, okay?
I trust you will.
I'll make sure I keep tabs, but make sure that you're collecting information from me, because when I reach out to you, it's going to be no notice. You're just literally going to hear me in your head. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Has that happened to you before? Are you going to be prepared for it? Because a lot of times when I bust this out on people, they go, oh, wow, what was that? Ha, ha, ha. And they waste half the damn message being surprised. So you're going to get what's happening when it happens, right?
John, I'm not a rube, all right?
Well, best to check before, well, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, if there's nothing else, officer, I'm going to just grab my shit and go.
He slides you a $10 bill. Get yourself something nice for breakfast.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. Appreciate it. And he stuffs it in his pen money pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And John makes his leave.
All right. He steps out, blinking into the light of Northport. And where will our heroes be reunited?
By the way, are they giving me a ride? Or am I just...
Oh, you can catch a cab.
That I'm going to be trying to ask Hank for a little more than just $10 for cab fare.
$12.50.
Perfect. That'll do it.
Yeah, but I leave it to the party. First off, John doesn't get the benefits of a long rest because he's been up all night. But And actually, no, everybody stayed up all night.
I was gonna say, wait.
Yeah, everyone's been busy all night. So where do we want our next scene of 1-2 Punch being reunited to take place?
Wound.
Dude, wound is like the go-to before we leave world, right?
I believe now that I'm out of. Let me see how much I have left. I should have an assault points to send a message. Well, actually, no. I once I get out, I turn my radio back on and I check in. Hey, 1-2 Punch, come in. Hey, I'm out of jail. Oh, where are you guys?
Oh shoot, it's John. Should we answer him?
Yes. Why not? I just take the what's it called? The walkie and just be like, "Hey, John, we Look, let's just meet at Wound, bro. We got a lot to talk about."
Over.
Do you need bail money?
No, actually. But thank you. Much obliged. I'm bringing pen money though. And mate, where was I being detained, by the way?
I don't know if the building is marked, but it's in Newton.
In Newton.
What's
Oh.
pen money?
I also wanted to know.
For buying actual pens, because mostly you keep taking them. Over.
He does have a point.
Actually, I'm not far then. I'm just gonna go ahead and hoof it unless they're in range to pick me up.
All right.
I mean, I was just gonna cab it too. Unless.
Yeah, can you guys pick me up at Resco Field? We'll share a cab. Or actually, wait, you said the Pinnacle Bank is right across the street, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, just come grab me at the Pinnacle Bank. We'll go from there. Are you guys back?
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, they were.
Yes, we are. Yes, we
Perfect.
are.
Then I'll just hang out here and finish eating this lousy sandwich.
Sweet. It's
How would you eat before we're going to Wound?
Because it's been a long night.
What's it called? Haura is here, right? In the lab still?
yes. Haura is on site.
Hey, Haura, how about that second car?
Oh yeah, we did acquire an additional vehicle, didn't we? All
I
right.
mean, Gastone acquired an additional vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have 2 parking spots?
No one really comes around here very much, so we'll worry about that later.
All right.
All right, let's go.
You get picked up in a only somewhat damaged bright red column sedan.
Let's go.
Oh, nice. That's super cool.
And they take you across the way over to the edge of the studio district. It's about 9 in the morning. They'll serve you a steak if you want it, but they've also got like sausage and eggs, and you know it's kind of it's semi upscale, but it's also kind of greasy in that really hits the spot sort of way, you know.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking
So you've got that checkered white and red tablecloth like you're used to. Our heroes are reunited. There's a couple of empty. Does anyone here drink coffee in the party?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, we had a conversation about this like episode 5, I think.
Oh, that was 34 episodes ago. So
Hey man, I'm not the
Basically a
DM.
year ago.
uh-huh.
What did Asena say in the conversation? Because she can't remember.
I don't think you had an opinion, or it was some weak ass shit. One of those two.
Or it was the episode where she wasn't there. Because remember, there was one time we went to Wound without her, and you put like an illusion of her.
Oh,
That's very true.
yeah.
But what I'm specifying was when we were in your lab, and it was the getting showers episode, and you
Oh.
were making coffee, and yeah, it was some good stuff.
Wow, was
if I
that
recall.
episode 5? Holy shit.
It was pretty early on. It was
Yeah.
pretty early on. I think we ended up going to Wound after that. Actually,
That sounds about right.
we did a lot of mundane roleplay in the early game. A lot of it. Getting taxis, saving up money.
Oh
Gosh,
my god, yeah.
I could only dream of 1250 back in the day. Man, that was something. I haven't had to worry
Dude,
about 1250 for a long time.
Dude, I still have 10,000 Bosky credits.
That's awesome. I think I recall passing out a bunch of cash to you guys at some. Whoa.
That's probably where I got that from.
Oh, thank God, this is a Asena's page because I was adding the Mage Slayer. Oh my God, I was freaking out.
You're
I
like,
was
where are all my
"Where are all my
skills?
spells? Where are my spells? You guys, someone stole my magic. Oh my God.
That would make for a
That
great
would be
side story.
fun.
Oh my God.
Normal John
Don't say
just
that.
meandering his way to reacquiring his wizardry.
No, thank you.
I
No,
can just
thank
see
you.
Joe in the corner like,
Take a hard pass.
Chat has
Yeah.
informed us that Asena does in fact drink coffee.
Oh,
Thanks, chat.
yeah, thank you. Chad.
Hey.
I figured,
Coffee's all
considering
around.
She's not far off.
Yeah.
So the waiter just keeps bringing the pot over and just keeps refilling as cups pile up. And our heroes are reunited, a little bit fatigued, a little bit worse for the wear after an incredibly eventful evening.
Yeah.
The floor is yours. Haura obviously has something on her mind and hasn't made a secret of what it is, but is waiting to bring it up until everyone's had a chance to debrief each other.
So considerate.
What is being brought up? I'm sorry.
The next order of
Haura.
business. It's not being brought up, but
Oh,
it's
not being brought up.
clearly on Hara's mind. She knows there's business, there's catching up to do first.
I see. I understand what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Slide me some skin, soul brother. Okay, so, hey kids. It's been a long night, and it looks like it's been just as long, hard, good. You guys look like a mixture of like. Did you guys have sex? You guys look really excited.
Wow.
No, not
No.
the two of you.
Excuse
I mean,
me?
like separately. No. You have that glow
Oh.
about you. You have that glow, like something, something cool happened,
Wow.
but like really weird at the same
Wow.
time.
Okay.
If this
I
is I don't know, if this is somehow the effect of that, I don't think I ever want to have sex.
Oh my gosh. First of all,
because we didn't sleep at all.
I thought I
That
gave
tracks.
Gastone a hard time about the white ghost, but you
Good-
just brought it to like
okay,
a
you
different
brought that
level.
up out of nowhere.
every
He didn't
consenting
imply
adult
that.
can decide to do what they want to do on their own time.
Welcome
Anyways,
back, John. We
Yeah,
missed
but
you.
I was
Yeah,
there.
hi, good to see you as well. So here's the thing. Mine would be probably pretty quick because it's mostly just talking. Long story short, guess what, guys? Remember that organization that I was telling you that I was a part of back where I come from? And they're kind of like this, like the magic police. They keep all sorts of things that bump in the night from bumping in the... that was funny. Modern societies and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, they're here. Apparently, not apparently. They're actually literally
Who's
here. The Coriander Society, the group that I'm with. But kind of a branch of the main organization. Hank McCarthy, remember that guy? He was just raiding your cool lab.
Yeah,
not too
isn't
long
he
ago.
gonna arrest me in like a week?
No, that's off the table now, which is fan-freaking-tastic. Here's the reason.
Oh.
He's part of the society. We're like chums.
You did get arrested.
Well,
Yeah, I told you that.
Yeah, I know,
Took
but this
one
is
for
the
the
first time I'm
team.
seeing John since then.
no, I know, but I wanted to make sure. Hey, whoa, real quick, by the way, did you guys say Florence? Because that was the whole reason why I jumped on
Oh,
that grenade.
wow. Yeah, that's right.
No,
You
she
were there.
died.
No, that's not true.
First of all,
She's
that would have been
fine.
horrible.
Yes, it would have been horrible.
But nice.
No, she's fine. Well, fine-ish. The suit worked. Ben did a magic thing.
Great.
She's now sleeping, but alive and out of the pod. So
That's fantastic.
yeah,
She doesn't
Okay,
know
good. Well,
words.
we'll catch up with it.
I think she knows. Well, we'll see.
I can guarantee you she knows words. I spoke with her at length in the dream.
Oh, that's right. You did do that.
So she does know words, but she hasn't spoken for 4 to 7 years. I don't remember
She
the exact
doesn't
time.
know how to speak words.
Close enough. We'll take it. Anyways, yeah, she's stable for now. Hara's kind of dealing with that,
Okay.
making sure she gets back to the Donahue Institute. And
John turns to Hara. Did that happen? Were you able to facilitate that, or is that still in the process?
She nods. She will receive adequate medical specialist treatment in
Fantastic.
Opal's custody.
That's fantastic. That's wonderful. That's great news. Load off my shoulders. Gosh, that's great.
And then she reaches into her pocket and places a scrap of paper with a charcoal rubbing down on the table.
Oh,
I'll grab it. What's this?
Something she probably meant for us all to see.
oh, interesting.
Can I read it?
I just
There
put it
aren't
up
words
on
on
your
it.
screen
Oh shit. Okay.
on Roll20. This is
Oh,
the
that's
first thing
right.
she did after she recovered a little strength. She drew this.
Oh yeah. I'll put it back on the table. It's like a yelling man type map thing.
It does look like that.
Yeah. Mate, do I recognize this at all?
You do not.
I do not. Okay. Okay, so we've got some kind of depression. This looks like either water or forest. Nope, that's water because those are rivers.
Now it
Some
looks like a
mountains, there
man
has
to
to be
me.
ravines. Some age laugh lines. We can see the laugh lines there. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Mate. Okay, no, I'll do some research later. John takes out his phone and kind of uses his coat to cover it. He takes a quick picture of it, and
Alright.
he jots it down for later to make sure that he sends the copy to Gastone.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I'll take a look through some of my books and see what I can find out about this. Do some research to see what, if anything, this could be. Or better yet, I'll have Ben do it. Okay, very good. Interesting. That was the first thing she drew, and interesting that it's as Asena pointed out, some kind of screaming individual, but also a map. That's funny. Okay, well, that's going to be important, very likely. But anyways, like I was saying, Coriander Society's here. They're looking for me, apparently. The adventures
Looking
that I've
for
been
you.
on.
Good. Looking
Are you
for
going
you.
back to jail?
Execute you.
No, if I get caught by the society, you guys are probably never going to see me again. In a bad way. Because they think
What, is
that
there a good way?
well, I mean, yeah, eventually our adventures are going to be over and you're probably never going to see me again, but hopefully it's on good terms.
Wow.
Huh.
Well, I mean, this happens to everyone. Asena, people come and go out of our lives. I'm sure. Well, no. Yeah.
Nope, doesn't really happen to us.
No, I mean, literally it does. Well, anyway.
I mean, we haven't lived that long, to be fair.
Well, yeah, but you don't talk to people you knew when you were 12, right?
Are you really old, John?
Maybe you don't.
I'm not that old. No.
I'm-
I'm not some weird
Are
ancient
you a
alien. No.
vampire?
I'm not a vampire.
Wait, how old are you?
Like, wow. Can we move away from my age and preferences with that kind of stuff?
No, I don't
No,
think we
Haura is
can.
old.
Is she?
Haura's pretty old.
Oh, that's right, because you were a dragon.
No, not were. Oh, nobody here
are.
even understands what we're talking about, Haura. It's fine.
That's probably true, but you never know.
Anyway, I'm older than you guys and younger than her. Moving on, though.
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Yeah.
That was intentional, Gastone. Speaking of which, people who are also older than I am would be the entirety of the Coriander Society, which is apparently, I don't know how they're doing this, but apparently they're checking in with their cross-universe, multiverse plane or network of agents. And they're looking for me. And Hank knows they're looking for me. And Hank did me a solid by not spilling the juice that I was here.
Why?
Because much like how we discovered that there are those horrible ancient evil things that are starting to pop up on all the worlds that we've been visiting,
Mm-hmm.
I've found out that those ancient evil things are popping up on every single world that I've ever been to because of, well, John,
You.
not because of me. Hold on a moment here. And John opens up his phone and shows them all a picture of the flesh of Kur. And
Ah, yes.
I've explained to you guys a little bit about this artifact that my team and I came into possession of at the end of our horrible, ill-fated adventure. But this is the reason I've been hiding this thing across the multiverse, because if it turns out that this is ever reformed and the dark ritual, whatever it is, takes place, basically life and the universe as we know it is gone. So I thought it was a good idea to split it up. What I didn't realize is there are things that don't just go bump in the night. There's things that go bump in the stars that are now looking for these pieces of flesh, because whenever I bond a creature, a construct, any sort of organic or even I bet inorganic material with one of these pieces of flesh, it amplifies. It's a horrible, like it's a dark power. I'm wrong, it's terrible. But it makes them much stronger. So I'm sure that these ancient evils are trying to get a hold of these things in order to pump up their power. And unfortunately, Northport, not just Northport, Gior itself, is probably going to be just straight up gone in a year if we don't deal with the one trying to eat it. Which is why Hank McCarthy is willing to work with us, because they don't want that, obviously. And if he turns me into the society, there's a good chance that, yeah, they'll eventually find out all of this, but it's going to take a lot of time. There's going to be paperwork. There's going to be interrogations. There's going to be mind probing and who knows what else. But it's going to be bad. It's going to take a long time, and Gior could die in the process. Hank understands that and is willing to turn a blind eye for the time being. So we've got a bit of reprieve in that regard. As long as I keep a mostly low profile when it comes to my connections with the society, it shouldn't be a problem. Hopefully. That only just means we have to move up our timetables. That's all. Anyways, how about you guys? What happened with all of you?
Nothing really.
I mean, she says that, but remember that haunted factory? You shh. We're gonna tell him.
Yeah, the place I wanted to go to, and you guys said no.
Yeah. Somehow, Asena decided the night you were gone would be a fantastic idea for us to actually explore the haunted factory.
That's not true.
It's actually probably the most
say.
accurate thing I've ever
That's
said.
not true.
Haura
And
looks
anyway-
over at you, Gastone, with a quizzical expression.
I don't know, man. You think
Aren't
you can predict
you-
what this girl's thinking?
Burying the lead here.
I was going to say, I'm
What do
sure
you
there
mean?
was
Yeah,
a reason that Asena
exactly.
wanted to go.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough. I guess so. There was some weird stuff time-wise was happening. We got real curious. Asena definitely still was the one who insisted. I
No,
said we should wait
before that, Gastone.
before what?
Gastone. He's been locked up all night.
Oh my God, you're right. Okay, so geez, where do I even start? Column toppled. Been
What?
trying to deal with that all night. Well, I mean, we killed Giotto, remember? You were there.
What?
Oh my God, you weren't there for that either.
No! You killed Lincoln Giotto and toppled this entire organization, and you led with, remember the printing press we were going to go to?
Yeah, listen, it might be
Seriously?
a little fresh in my mind because it almost killed me, okay?
That's
So
a little
forgive me.
I've been gone 4 hours.
You've been
Wow.
gone like
No,
7 hours.
No, that's impossible. That's impossible.
Okay, fine.
We're
I've been gone
very productive without you.
I've been gone
Apparently.
7 hours, and regardless, that's what you lead with.
Yeah,
oh
apparently.
my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, there were
How?
tentacles and all this.
Yeah, those spell bullets,
places.
beautiful. Excellent.
Excellent. Glad they came in handy.
They are probably the reason it was that easy. Well, I wouldn't say easy, but pretty doable. It was a good time.
Pretty
Run me through
gruesome.
it. What the heck did you guys do? Did you go raid Thornacre? Or
No. I basically, so Nancy Rain knows someone in the column, criminal informants, blah, 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 blah.
yeah.
Decided, hey, put me through. I want to talk to Giotto. Hey, Giotto, I have your daughter. You want her back? Well, reach. And then he did, and then he died. It was a big battle. Ben helped. Who's the other guy?
Oh.
Ben and who?
Charlie?
Charlie almost
and
got
Charlie.
abducted.
Wow.
Charlie almost got abducted, but we
You
saved
gotta
him.
learn their names.
I do. This keeps happening, but I gotta.
You
Charlie
forgot
helped you
about
out?
the part. You forgot about the
That's
part where you
fantastic.
didn't tell me that Giotto was supposed to be there, and so I almost killed them. / they
Yeah, but
almost
that
killed
would have been fine if you killed them.
Asena,
I
you'd
want
have
him
to
dead. I don't care.
Asena,
who
you'd have
does
to
it.
understand. He probably went to the bathroom beforehand, so he needed to tell you about that first. You know, before the
That's
really
true.
important thing.
Dude, I had to take a big shit. What am I supposed to say?
Oh gosh, I've missed the two of you.
Mhm.
A lot more interesting
Well,
than Mr. McCarthy and that horrible sandwich and tea. God,
Yeah, he doesn't strike me as the most interesting
and a
character.
jail cell.
Then again, Coriander.
I was not in a jail cell. Okay, I was in an interrogation chamber, and I was treated very nicely.
Oh,
They
we'll
even
be
pat me
talking
down.
what steel table and a lamp in the center.
Yeah, yeah, and one
Oh,
of those
nice.
mirrors that is supposed to be able to keep them out and you in, but yeah.
And
I mean,
iron
what else
bars.
is that in there for? Yeah.
Real quick, mate, I have a quick question. Was I able, since I got those cuffs off, was I able to steal those magic cuffs?
You did not mention that at the time.
Well, no one also asked for them back, was the thing. So, quick question. Would I have been able, since I got the cuffs off, able to subtly end up casting a magic spell to make the cuffs look like they were on the table when I actually snuck them into my pocket and left with those awesome anti-magic?
Oh my god, no, dude. Those are
Manacles?
so strong. That's a big take
What
back.
if, well, I would say maybe the DM should have said something about, oh yes, and they take back the magic manacles that you proved you could take off and on.
Maybe
and,
you should have
you
taken them
know.
before you left the scene.
So who took them back, mate? Who got them back from me?
Hank McCarthy.
Hank McCarthy did.
Unless
Uh-huh.
you want to spend a point of inspiration.
Easily.
All right.
Yes.
Chat gave
Big
you a
yes.
point of inspiration earlier, and I don't know, they might have meant to give you disadvantage, but it's inspiration here, so it's yours.
Well, I got
Oh.
disadvantage earlier. I believe it was
Oh,
for the
maybe
comment
that's
that
why.
I got both inspiration and advantage for. I've gotten a look. Trust me, I'm sitting on so much disadvantage right now. I've gotten a lot of that.
All right.
It's just
Well,
what it is.
mark off one. Mark off one of your. I'm marking off this inspiration that chat gave you, and we're gonna. This isn't a freebie.
Okay.
This is a. You get to try.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
All right. So what's your play here?
Question: how many inspiration do I not get to try, and it just happens?
2.
He's done. There you go.
All right.
Enjoy that. Take it to the bank.
How many do you have left?
I have 2.
All right.
I have been getting a lot more disadvantage lately than inspiration, and I've not been here for a couple episodes, so the well is running dry.
All right. Where were we?
But what are they called now? What do I get to add?
Oh,
to my
I will send that
character sheet?
detail to you while we continue
Oh, okay.
catching
very
you
good.
up.
Very good, very good. So you lured Lincoln Giotto out and you shot him in the street like a dog? Is that what
More or
I'm
less,
hearing?
yeah. Surrounded by a lot of magical black tentacles.
Kinky.
I mean, you made the bullet.
And you shot it.
Yeah, because I wanted to kill him.
Anyways, it sounds badass. I mean, perfect execution of a incredibly dangerous but well thought out plan.
Yeah, we'll see what is planned, which is good. And I basically spent the rest of the night trying to make sure Northport doesn't implode when you leave again.
Yeah, no, Hank's kind of doing the same thing, but
That's good.
yeah,
Fucking
so
cops.
that's pretty wonderful. Asena, you and Haura, and Everett, it sounds like, were able to survive a chase with not only the cops, but the column, and make your way all the way across town in order to take part in this incredible scheme of Gastone's. That's fantastic.
Oh yeah, I almost killed a cop. He's fine. But it was
How did you almost kill a cop? Why would you almost kill a cop?
because they were gonna take Florence.
That would have been pretty bad.
I'm gonna.
So I unleashed
can I
the
insight
tattoo.
that?
I unleashed the spell that was in my whip.
You hit him with the brain killing spell?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought you
it was,
accidentally like snapped his neck or something.
you'd think.
Okay, I didn't know it was gonna be as bad as it was, and I probably
Those are
looked like a villain for
incredibly-
a second there.
Yeah, dark crown and
It
spinal
was very
whip, and then
picturesque.
I can
Yeah,
imagine.
imagine me like
Um,
standing on the top of a car, like putting it on this cop in a dark alleyway, and then Hara being like, "Let's go."
She
very,
does sound like that.
very DC. I'm
It was pretty
impressed.
crazy.
So here's the thing, and again, this is no shade, but these spells are incredibly potent and very time-consuming for me to imbue within your gear, and I usually expect that you're going to use them for, not good things. How can that spell be a good thing? But I didn't expect you to nuke a cop with it. My goodness.
Wait,
Oh,
you put that spell in the
wow.
whip?
Yeah,
Why
obviously.
don't I remember that?
Oh, that was ages ago, Gastone. Like I said, you've gone to the bathroom many times since then, so.
It's true. Don't we all?
Asena dispatched an obstacle to our objective effectively and quickly.
Exactly. Thank you, Haura.
I mean, I don't want to get to. I don't think we should get into the whole ethical discussion of how we remove obstacles. Let's just be happy he's alive. Florence is alive. We're all alive, and we're about
Yes.
to eat some food and plan our next moves.
Absolutely.
Actually, did we summarize? Did we finish everything?
The factory.
Yeah,
You were
I-
talking about
Ah!
the factory.
I was talking about the factory. Factory's not haunted. Turns out it's the Omelans. I'm kind of technically a spy for them. Obviously, I'm going to betray them. By the way, that doesn't leave this table.
Oh. Interesting. When did that
Yeah.
happen?
6 hours after you got arrested, maybe?
With whom did this take place?
With Asena.
If this isn't going to leave this table, perhaps it should take place away from this table as the waiter comes by with another pot of coffee.
You know what? Good thinking. This might be a later conversation.
John snaps his fingers, and that static field that he uses with his cantrip appears around the group and just makes it to where it has that weird little, like, when there's businesses that'll put that sound to deter like people that have like a lower earbud frequency. He's putting that like around the table, so as people kind of come by, the is kind of blurring what's being said and it kind of deterring people from coming this way.
Ah, Zoomer repellent.
Yes, yes. But like for everybody.
All right, so you put up a privacy screen.
Yeah, exactly.
You may continue.
Yeah, Omelan are testing weird technology. That's kind of what attracted our attention to begin with. But we didn't have to kill anyone, which was cool. We also didn't die, clearly, which is very cool. But that's mainly because I simply convinced them. Well, with a lot
wasn't
of help from
simple.
Asena. It was not simple, that's true. I convinced them that I had information they wanted, which is maybe true. Probably
They're also
true.
scared about who my daddy is.
Yeah, okay, that's actually really funny too.
But again, who
safely.
did you speak to?
Oh, what was his name?
I don't know.
Me either. Joe, what was his name?
Edward Lehman.
Yeah, spoke to Edward Lehman.
Okay. writing
That's
that
the
down.
one, not Lemon. Lemon.
Now, is this Leymund with a D at the end? Leymund?
Yeah, he didn't exactly sign me a card or anything. He just kind of said his
Yeah,
name.
he just kept saying I kept saying it wrong. He didn't like that so much.
So you remembered that you said it wrong, but you didn't remember what the name was.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's very on brand. I'm here for it. Gosh, I've missed you too. And you too, Mara. Okay, so what happened at this factory, the haunted factory?
One of them is gifted, it turns out.
One
That
of
was
what?
fun.
Gastone almost got sucked into a machine.
One
Yeah,
of the
yeah. Remember the
machines
whole
is
fresh
gifted?
memory thing? No, one of the members of the Omelan.
Oh, okay.
There
So the
was a
Omelan
guy
member was in the factory.
yelling.
Several Omelans were in the factory. Hence
Oh.
the me becoming their spy thing.
Oh,
Somebody
interesting.
snuck up on me and stabbed me.
Yeah, that did happen.
My goodness. You were quite busy.
I gotta learn
Not
that
only did
move.
you kill Lincoln Giotto, topple the column, save Florence Giotto, but you discovered a hidden spy ring in a supposedly haunted factory for the Omelan spies from across the seas, and you did all of this during what normally takes someone to just sleep for the night.
And then Gastone
I
had a
should-
date with the white ghost.
And
Sounded-
you interacted with the White Ghost. God, I need to be gone
Thank
for
you.
7 hours more often. You guys were insanely busy. That's amazing.
I think it's more coincidence and yeah, we'll say happenstance. Simply because there was a lot of things kind of converging this night, anyways, and a lot of things that needed to happen regardless. If you were here, I don't think it would have been much different.
That's true. Anyways, I'm extremely proud of the two of you. That's fantastic and amazing, and I'm tired as hell. So, what's our game plan?
Well, Haura, why don't you tell us?
Whoa, why am I green?
That happens sometimes. You should probably get more sleep.
Oh. You're not feeling well, John? You okay?
I can imagine like they're talking and John's like, whoa, why am I green? You're fine, John. Oh yeah, I need to go to bed.
Haura looks down at the table in front of her and starts arranging food and salt shakers and such to form multiple objects. My home.
Did she take any of my food?
No.
Okay, great.
My home is the closest world to its sun. The planet Vorel. They call it Ashen. It is a vast, windswept desert filled with sandstorms and buried cities. Harsher, more violent than Lacunas. There is a portal that leads from there to Lacunas. It is buried at the very bottom of an ancient city haunted by an abomination. Not the best way to get there. Not the fastest, but not the safest. Now that we've left Lacunas. She puts 2 more like little rolls and chips and stuff in the way. The next planet, Verdura. There is a portal there to the Obsidian Tower. It is not safe, and there's no easy way to get from Verdura to Ashen. She points to the next object. Does John make that face?
Yeah.
She looks over at you.
No, I mean you're getting there. It's easier to just go straight to where you're about to talk about than to suggest that we go there and then go.
I'm
there.
not going to send them into another universe without giving them at least a little bit of information.
No, absolutely. I'm not against what you're doing at all. I just, I'm not challenging you. I made a face, Haura. Go on.
She eyes you and then continues. Verdura is a hot, damp world covered from pole to pole by jungles and haunted by the Yuan-Ti, a corrupt, disparate empire of serpent people.
Ooh.
She pulls up a glass of water. The next world, Quelia, covered in water, home to humans and halflings. Decent enough, adequate. If we could get there, we could easily find transportation to Ashen, but we don't have a direct path. She pulls a piece of parsley, like a garnish from somebody's plate. Which is why we're going here. Perianth, the planetary forest. John, you have I've never been there, but John has friends there, and most importantly, a teleportation circle.
Yes. To the king, in fact.
John
I'm
can
also
take
friends
us directly to the court of Indogalad Fluris. From there, we can secure transportation to Ashen and reach my destination. So, what we need to do is make whatever preparations we require, gather our strength and our supplies, put on your best dress clothes, and when we're all ready, John will arrange for transportation to Perianth.
Remember that gala we were planning on throwing for the Voski? We're basically about to have like that, but to 11 when we arrive on Perianth. So, like Haura said, dress to the nines and be ready to eat, drink, and listen. Because the elves talk a lot, and unless you're on their level, trust me, it's just a lot of blah, 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 blah. So, but they're hospitable, and the food and drink is amazing. Very lavish, comfortable setting. You guys are going to love it.
As for the actual objective, on my home in my original territory, there is a shrine held by 3 guardian Naga. In my youth, I was never able to challenge them. I intend to return home and claim the cache of magic that they preserve. When we get there, when we've done that, we can settle our affairs.
Speaking of which, Haura, you and I have never really discussed at length that much more than what you just shared with the others about this place. I know that these Nagas were in your territory for quite some time, and due to the limitations of your youth, you weren't able to best them to acquire the secrets that they had. But what is it specifically that they have that you're looking for? I know that you said magic is an edge that they had, which is one thing you were looking to progress as you have. But what is it we are seeking when we arrive? Are you going to know it when you see it?
She nods.
What's a Naga?
A
It's like a snake
guardian
person.
spirit in the shape of a snake with a human face.
How
They're
do you know it's a guardian spirit if it has a face?
Lots of spirits have faces.
So there could be spirits around here?
There are. Well,
Absolutely.
I haven't encountered any in Northport, but there certainly are on this world.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
I mean, we did encounter spirits in Northport. Ralsamon, that specter that possessed your mother, that was a spirit of sorts.
Astral. I think that was an astral projection more than anything else.
Ah,
Not that I
well,
was
that's-
there, but
It's a spirit of sorts. Anyways, what I'm getting at, though, Haura, is that I guess what I want to make sure is that whatever it is that we're seeking, what do you plan to do with it? What is it that you're looking for?
John, roll insight.
Okay. And by the way, I'm knee deep in disadvantage at this point, so it's going to be a while.
A 3 and a 4. All right. 14. She is uncomfortable. I've never been inside.
So you're not exactly sure. You just know that it is powerful.
Yes.
Okay. No, that's good. That's all I really need to know, to be honest.
Do either of you have any questions?
3. Okay, there we go.
Not really.
How soon
pretend
can
I
you be
understand.
ready?
How soon do you want to leave? We just need what? Most of what I need is usually on me. I could grab like one other thing and then some clothes.
You've had a long night. I expect you'll want some rest.
As he's like drinking another coffee, he's like, "Yeah." Rest,
Starting to shake a
rest
little
would
bit.
be rest would be so good, actually.
Also, I'd like to add, I didn't want to interrupt Gnomes' incredible descriptions of this new territory we're going to be exploring, but while Haura was describing this, there was a water cup like towards the center of the table, and I'd like to have it to where, as she was describing all these different places, John was having like the planet of Perianth kind of appear in the glass, all warbled and weird looking, and then have Yuan-Tis appear inside of it, so that way, like, it's not a big like whoop, look at this cool thing, but like
Right.
subtle enough to where it was a little extra to go along with
A
the
minor
story.
visual aid, but not something that people... Because that's why Haura didn't use illusions in the first place. She didn't
Correct,
want to
correct.
attract attention.
Yeah, no. Very, very minor. And again, with John's staticky deterrent, it should be minor to where no one will really have an issue with it.
Once we've done this, our business is concluded.
Okay. It's a very clinical way of saying the quest will be over, but yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you say that, but it always feels like something is roping us back in together. I mean, for one thing, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna keep checking on Florence after this too. So
Oh, absolutely. I mean, let me be clear. I mean, with Haura specifically, the three of us have like literal worlds to save, so we're not getting rid of each other that easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like Hara is part of our group now. You can't just leave.
That's what I was getting at, actually. Is I was going to say, I know that you've built up a life here, Haura, and your school has need of you, but how do you feel about continuing to help us? I mean, especially considering the Gior problem. I mean, you heard what the seer said. In a year, Gior and your school, your children are all going to be gone if we can't save it. That seems like a pretty high priority.
Haura looks out the window for a moment, watching a car go by in the street, and the newspaper, the newsies on the corners, hawking, extra, read all about it. Lincoln Giotto, melee on Bleecker Street, all this stuff going on.
Yeah.
I'd like Gastone and Asena to roll insight checks, please. Natural 20. 24. Dang. All right. All right. Haura doesn't look back, but what she's experiencing right now when John asks this, she's angry and she's afraid. And it takes her a long time to respond. She turns back and she says, I need to settle things. You go through with this with me, John. We'll settle things. A clean slate. Ask me after that.
It's kind of fair.
Well, I mean, yeah, it'd be fair if I attempted to kill her and then she turned me into a dragon and carted me around the world trying to, save the place. But yeah, sure.
You're
Absolutely.
right, it's not fair.
Let's just say it could be worse and just roll with it.
Oh, I certainly intend to. All right, well, with
so
that...
we'll do Hara's thing, and then we make her happy, and we got a clean slate, and then we'll see. We'll leave it up in the air. Do we really need the magic circle to get there?
I'm just gonna go lean over to Haura and be like, "You sure you don't want to sign up right now? Look what you're missing out on."
She cracks just the faintest trace of a smile. The alternatives to the magic circle, Asena, are we travel back to the accursed stronghold, deal with that Castellan. She eyes over John knowingly.
John's not even looking at her right now. He's just staring down. He's not doing any magic. He's just staring down at his plate and just flipping through. I don't want to use the word I was going to use because you guys always make my shit sound dirty as hell, but he's going to be just playing with his food.
All right.
I mean, it doesn't help when you just openly say you guys look like you have sex.
Okay, that one. That was for you guys. Because I knew I needed to give you guys something to take a shot at me with. So that one was for you.
Fair enough.
Because we're always in short supply of that.
Well, it had been a while.
But yes, if we don't take the magic circle and go to the world with the elves, we have to go back to the museum, use the museum's original portal to go into the stronghold, deal with that, open a portal to a temple infested with Yuan-Ti, and then somehow find a ride off of that planet to Ashen.
I mean, I'm not suggesting it. because it's untested.
Is it weird that part of me loves the thought of breaking into the museum every time we want to go off world?
Well,
Sucks
at a
to
certain
me, right?
at a certain point, you're gonna have to, unless you find another path, because that does connect to the entire network of the Obsidian Tower. There are other worlds out there that John hasn't been to. None of you have been to yet. So eventually, you're gonna need to go there.
Nice.
It sounds like we need to do a heist and just take that gateway out of the museum and put it somewhere far more easily accessible.
Like my lair.
You know what the funny thing was? I was thinking the exact same thing. Who the hell would go looking for Elberg for that?
I mean,
Nobody,
who would
I
even go
think.
looking for that?
What?
A
Okay.
lot of people.
Your disregard
portal.
for ancient and historical things can only go so far, Gaston. Your ignorance is starting to grate when it comes to ancient histories that people, regardless of its actual magical use, that is an artifact of this world that researchers have gone to great lengths to. You can find out a lot more about things than just by talking to people. The stones have answers, and you can get them aside from just breaking them.
You're wrong, John.
Look, man, I just build shit.
It's not of this world.
That's beside the point, Haura. They don't know that yet. They're trying to figure that out, and for now, they're putting it in a museum so that way they can get the right people to look at it. Or they gave up on it. Regardless, it's incredibly important.
Museum.
Aside from the fact that it looks cool. First of all,
It does look cool.
gosh, look, I'm very tired, and it was wonderful to see you all. It's still wonderful to see you all, but at this point, I think I've just been up for a little too long, and I've been talking for a little too long, and I'm going to leave. John kind of gets up, pushes his food forward. Where are we meeting tomorrow?
Is the magic circle an option, or do we have to go to the museum?
Yes, it's an option, absolutely.
It's the best
Ooh.
option.
It's my favorite option. I'd love to see Indoglot again, and there's quite a few people that I left behind abruptly for years now. I'd like to see my friends again, to be honest.
Why don't we meet at the Donahue Institute?
Sounds good. Take care, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. And John just very briskly leaves the diner and catches a cab back to his hotel.
Does he pay?
Yeah, he leaves his $10.
Got it. He
at
leaves his
the-
share. All right.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. No, he wouldn't stiff him.
Haura reaches into her wallet and starts pulling out the bills necessary to pay her share of the meal as well. And she makes to get up and leave just the same to go back to the Institute unless interrupted. All right. Where's everybody going to take their rests?
Home.
Home?
Home would just hit right now.
All right. I get that.
I guess everyone's going home.
Gastone heads back to his laboratory. Asena, where do you go?
I'll go to my house.
All right. Asena returns to her lair.
Cave thing.
John, where do you go?
Home. Well, no, not home. The hotel.
Okay. Back to the Essex Hotel.
Correct.
The rest of the day passes. People, maybe they nap, maybe they don't. But one way or another, you all receive the benefits of a long rest. Go ahead and restore half your level in hit dice, which should be 4 for folks. All your abilities refresh, and you have full health.
Woohoo!
Yay.
In addition, Gastone, because you took a long rest at your lab, you gained the benefit custom fitted. You can prepare a special one-time use disposable gadget.
Oh, that's cool.
Because you're the one who took the long rest there, it will only work for you.
It's interesting.
Oh, now I know why you asked us where we slept tonight. Oh, that's incredibly cool.
Asena, because you took a long rest in your lair, you get 1 bonus focus point tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
That's awesome.
And John, sorry, go ahead.
I think we had talked about the whispers of the dead.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And we were gonna give me stealth, but then I got stealth anyway from.
You now have stealth permanently. Yes. You ate that guy's stealth and you've added it to your character sheet.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yep. And now
That's
you're
incredibly
free
cool.
to steal a different skill next time.
What?
Oh,
Steal
yeah.
skills?
I'll
What?
keep this one. Oh yeah. Every time I rest, as long as I've killed somebody, then I can switch.
This is very brutal.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I mean, the murder part, not as much, but that's super cool.
Yep. All right. So what skill or tool do you want to gain proficiency in temporarily?
Oh, should I just keep the stealth?
No, stealth is now part of your character because we were supposed to give you that skill for
Oh, right.
yeah. So you can pick something different.
I don't know. What was that guy? What are goons good at?
Well, this you don't even have to steal it from somebody. You just choose one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The ghost
You
just
basically
knows
take that
all
energy
things?
to give you.
You can just
Yeah,
find
yeah.
some other ghost with some other skill.
Oh.
The ghostly presence shares its knowledge with you. So any one skill or tool proficiency.
It's like a sacrifice.
Let chat decide. I don't know. I don't know what's out there.
Chat, suggest a skill or tool proficiency that Asena should pick up.
Oh man.
And
Card
John,
games.
because you took
Card
a long
games.
rest at Carmichael and Carmichael, you are now up to speed. You gain 1 additional deduction die.
Oh, sweet.
And
That's awesome.
I will point out that if any of you take a long rest at somebody else's base, you get their benefit.
That's so cool.
Cool.
Interesting.
So
So if you-
Gastone could use key point or focus points, and
Mm-hmm.
Asena could have deduction dice, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We could have gadgets. Gastone just passes out gadgets to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's super cool. Hey, is it only at our houses, or do we get something for staying at the Institute as well?
I've only invented benefits for your houses so far.
That's cool. That's super
I
cool.
can expand it, but that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
All right, chat, I have a vote in chat from balloon animals and bagpipes.
I now am proficient in balloon animals for right now.
That sounds like performance, right?
Noted.
Balloon animals and bagpipes. That sounds like a performance skill.
Bagpipes is performance. Balloon animals could be performance or it could be a craft. It's probably a form of performance, right?
I would say so. That
Yeah.
sounds like performance.
I'm already good at performance.
You're proficient in
Yeah,
performance?
but now your performance includes balloon animals.
Ah,
Okay.
yes. Very
That sounds like a
nice.
priority.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Does anybody have anything that they want to do before they head to the Institute?
What do I do with the one-time gadget idea? Do I just
What do you
write it
want to
down?
What do you want to build? It's a disposable gadget you build for yourself. It's like a one-use item.
So it's gonna be an attachment on my pistol,
Okay. And what does it do?
and it's gonna shoot out a little knife connected to wires that will shock and hopefully paralyze somebody.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like a taser gun.
But a stabby taser.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. All right. Do we cut to the next day when you all meet at the Donahue Institute?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, but also Gastone wanted to go a little earlier just to see what's going on with Florence.
With Florence.
Mate, would it be the next day or would it be just that night? Because technically, didn't we?
It's your call. It's your call.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do? Do you guys just want to rest and then leave that evening, or do you want to rest and all day, take a day off, and go the next morning?
Let's be nocturnal.
I feel like Haura wouldn't want to take like a whole day off. She seemed pretty itchy to get going.
Yeah. All right. So that evening, so Gastone takes his long rest, but then he heads over a little bit early to check in on Florence. Before we resolve that, John, is there anything that you're doing?
I wanted to catch up with Charlie and so I haven't had a chance to catch up with Charlie and Ben,
Mhm.
find out from them what happened. They can kind of give more detail. On
Yeah,
their
you
perspective.
played them, so you're now up to speed with them.
Perfect. And then I wanted to basically kind of find out what they've been doing since we've been gone in regards to following up on the leads that we left them for what are their names? Carringtons.
Mm-hmm.
And then to find out if we still had, or rather if, God, what was his name? Is DD Draken DeVry, if his cover had been blown, and if he's
Mhm.
still traveling with Natalie.
Okay. Roll 1d20, please.
All right. Where have I gone? That's not what I meant to click. Okay, here we go. 9.
Okay. They've been on the trail of the Carringtons. They haven't noticed anything suspicious aside from they've been very cagey. They've been sort of calling in favors and hoarding up money and like enhancing their defenses because they're extremely paranoid right now.
Yeah.
However, they have noticed that Aloysius Carrington, the patriarch of the family, has been a little bit out of the loop. They don't know what it is, but he's been acting a little secretive, and that may be worth investigating. Specifically,
well, they asked us to do a job, remember?
Mm-hmm. No, I don't. It's been a while. Refresh me.
Oh, okay. So before we left with Haura the first time, Philip Carrington approached Asena et al. And said, hey, my grandfather's missing or something to that effect, and I need you guys to help find him. We said, no, we can't help you with this right now, but we can put our minions on it, and when we get back, we can follow up and all that stuff.
Yes. Okay. So, that's right. Aloysius is missing.
Mm-hmm.
He was last seen going to the college before he went missing.
Like as in the Omelan college?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
There's your lead.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Well, I'd like them to keep trying to follow up on that. That's going to be a Ben thing. I think Ben should be the one, since if he gets jumped, because I know that they do jump people up there, he can take care of himself, and also he knows the right kind of line of inquiry. I'm going to give him a letter of recommendation from Professor Snape and send him along to do some digging with Strickland.
Okay.
And do they have any information about Draken? I'm sure he had been checking in with us since we didn't really resolve that before.
Roll another d20.
Okay. Can I have Gastone roll this one instead?
Sure. Gastone, roll 1d20, please. 11. Draken's cover has not been blown.
Good.
Draken has sent you a secret message that is waiting when you arrive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like right now, or?
Yes. You, upon your return, you have a secret message from Draken DeVry. He's with Natalie Adams. And they're not traveling to Zolquia.
Really?
The Zolquian tickets were a smokescreen. It was fake. They've hired some notorious sky pirates to transport them to Kemet. And I swear I'm not just doing this to troll you, Matt.
I don't believe you. I don't believe
I wrote this plotline like months ago.
I know the two, right? I mean, there has to be the two I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. Max Wreckage and Maisie Mayhem.
Yep. Can you remind me the spelling of Kemet, please?
Kehmet.
Oh, it's close. Does it say why?
What was that?
Does this message say why?
No, but she was in a goddamn hurry. She grabbed him. It was like the first thing that she did was she grabbed him, arranged this charter, bought these fake tickets to Zolquia, called in a couple of favors through the financial industry that she's working with to beef up that cover story, and she's heading to the city of the last pharaoh.
City of Last Pharaoh. Okay. Hey, mate, real quick, since I would have found this out like when I went there that night, could I use my last few spell points to send some messages, please?
Sure.
Okay. First message is going to Draken DeVry. Why? Oh, so this is John. Why are you going to Kemet? I will be in contact with you via mental communication. Stay safe.
She says it's a contingency plan and won't say anything more than that. Seeking something in Lost City.
Okay. This is really hard, by the way, missing my finger to type. It's really, really difficult. So any of this that you can send to me would be such a boon until my finger's better. Lost in Pharaoh Tomb.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Next message is going to Hank McCarthy. Hank, it's John. Boo. Natalie and DeVry headed to Kemet. Hired Sky Pirates to escort them, seeking something in Lost Tomb. Oh, Zoquia smokescreen.
+1 XP, everybody.
Hey!
So where do you want me to send my friends? Do you have enough XP for another cast? Another?
No, that was it.
All right. Well, that's what he left you with.
That's all he says?
Yeah.
What a useless bastard. What did he say again?
So where do you want me to send my friends? Before we get to Gastone, Asena, aside from taking your rest, are you doing anything else?
Well, I'm going to need. I have a sudden urge for balloon animal supplies.
All right, so you're going to go shopping to pick up supplies to make balloon animals?
Yes.
All right. Does she have any other business she needs to attend to?
Well, John said that we needed to look our best. So she's going to change into the clothes that she's had on her this whole time. Which is what she would be wearing if she were performing and singing at a place. So,
Ooh.
she'll change into a long, like, red cocktail dress. It's not all the way to the floor, but it's, you know, in between the knee and the floor. A little bit sexier than her other outfits, as well as like a fur coat. And see how this goes.
All right, so this dame wearing this like red cocktail dress and just fur like a mink around it walks into a party supply store. You got any balloon animals?
Yep.
All right. Gastone, you arrive a little bit early. Haura's been pretty busy. She's been talking with people. She's been talking a lot with Opal. Opal is in the office when you arrive and you're escorted inside. And she says, Gastone, I can't thank you enough for saving this poor girl's life and all the danger that the Academy has gone through. You and your friends have really come through for us.
Say that again.
No worries. Opal Donahue is extremely grateful. Yeah, Opal is very great. I know that would have been brain melting if Haura said that.
A little bit, but you're welcome.
She's woken up a couple of times. We're getting food and liquids to her.
Is she eating them?
Small amounts at first, just some sugar water. We're gonna work our way up to bread, maybe some rice, things like that. We have some meal replacement liquids. Again, we called for the best in care. The doctor that we're working with has an electromuscular apparatus that's going to help reestablish those pathways over time. We vetted him, no connection to Zorbius.
Good. That's Very important. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. Like, I know you basically do this stuff, but it's still appreciated. I had another question. Joe, who was the name? What was the name? You remember the group of kids we saved way early on and brought here? as
Quirk
well?
and Extra.
Quirk.
Mhm.
Where is Quirk still here?
Yeah, she hasn't run off yet. She's thought about it a couple of times.
Cool. I want to go talk to her.
Okay. She is in the middle of classes, so you have to wait a moment. Oh, no, it's nighttime when you would show up.
Yeah. So what is she in bed? Is it like late night or?
It's not late. You catch her in the dining hall, and she's super excited because she, low voice, I heard Lincoln got whacked.
Yeah, you'll never believe who did it either.
Her eyes light up. No.
Yeah.
She elbows
really
you
hard.
in the kidney, excitedly.
Oh. Yeah. That was definitely a story. I'll tell you when I get back. I'm here partially because I wanted to see how you guys were doing, and you remember that button I gave you?
Refresh me, Beatdown.
Just a random little. It's just a little thing, a little doohickey I gave her. She presses the button and it informs me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to make sure she still has that.
She does. She hasn't needed to press it yet.
Okay. So I'm going away for a bit, probably out of range of the button, but I need you to do me a favor while I'm gone. Keep an eye on Florence. I know the doctor's been vetted. I know she's probably safe here, but there's still the doctor who attacked the school. You probably remember him, giant robot, all that kind of stuff, who was probably really unhappy with the fact that we took her from him. And just look out for her, okay?
She nods.
Good.
Hey, what's
I also elbow her in the kidney very softly.
All right. What's gonna happen to that big fancy house of his?
That's a good question. I assume the police sees it and all that stuff. That's usually what they do.
That's a damn shame. Think how much loot he's got to have locked up under there.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I'm sure he's got loot elsewhere as well the police don't know about yet.
Wouldn't his kids inherit his house?
That's a good point. Maybe it'll be Florence's house soon.
There are other
Or her
kids.
So you'll want to get in good with her, huh?
The wheels are turning in her head. I'll keep her safe. Nothing will happen on my watch.
Good. Thank you.
All right. She's excited.
actually- I'm sorry, one more question. How have your powers been developing?
I turned Opal's hat into a flower pot.
Nice.
And then I tried to do it again and I just shot butterflies all over the place. So I'm still working on it.
Fair enough. You'll get there.
Oh yeah. All these rules.
Maybe you could turn
and
the next. Oh, sorry. Go on.
All these rules and classes have to be good for something, right?
Oh, definitely. By the time you're done, you can come with us and then turn the next baddie into butterflies.
Yeah.
All right. Be good, kid.
No
Just
promises.
do a. Then just pat her on the head and be on my way.
All right. She runs off, incredibly excited, trying to think of her closest friends that she's made so far who she'd trust with this story she just heard.
Kids.
Are we good to rally the troops?
I'm good.
John's not there yet.
All right. Let me know when the two of you arrive.
Oh, I didn't want to steal the stage if someone had something because I'm going to be
Nope.
doing some stuff.
Was that everything you wanted to do while you were there, Gastone? First off, Matt, I appreciate that. Yeah. No, the scene is open. The scene is dramatically appropriate for John and Asena to arrive now.
Well, I guess I'm going first.
All right.
Yeah, you just Asena will head over there and walk in.
dressed to the
Be
nines, which I don't think
dressed
Gastone has seen
differently
yet.
than before. Nope.
I was gonna say, is Gastone looking good? Is he dressed nice? Well,
He's
Gastone's always
nice.
dressed nice. Never mind. No. I took it back immediately when I thought about it because he is always dressed nice. Sorry, please continue.
I don't think there's anything spectacular about how she gets there. She just shows up and
Gets out of the cab.
pretends all is normal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, like, we went from like rough and tumble survivalist Asena for the last everything to showed up like a professional lounge singer.
Yeah, it's almost like she does that sometimes.
Yeah.
How's Gastone looking?
He's so it's still a modified suit, but it's black.
There we go.
Nice.
Black tie affair. And how does John roll up?
First of all, when John wakes up, the first thing he does is respond to Hank's message. It's been at least 8 hours, I guess. Drop the spell points, and actually, no, I better talk to my crew before I send that. Never mind. John gets up and heads to the Institute. Crap. Max wreckage. Amazing mayhem. That's not going to be fun. Okay. Yeah, John doesn't do anything different with his outfit. He's going to do it when he gets there. So, he takes a cab and prepares his spells for the day. And he summons Chester, and he just spends the entire car ride just spending time with Chester. He talks to him a bit about Gastone and Asena and Haura. And I'm certain that Chester probably talks a bit more about Gastone since he's been spending a lot of time with Gastone lately. But they just kind of share their back and forth and take their time. And it's a pretty leisurely drive. Hopefully anyway.
Yeah, nothing happens. Nothing untoward happens.
Okay.
You pull up at the Institute, that big old fountain out front, the wraparound driveway, the promenade steps leading up. When John steps out of the car, how's he dressed?
No different. Same. Hasn't even showered. Nothing like that.
All right. The three of you are standing in the entryway when Haura emerges from up top. She is wearing a brilliant sapphire blue gown and a big cloak over it. This is not Northport attire. This is Archmage attire. This is Renaissance fair, like fantasy stuff. There's little embroidered silver around the edges, silver lightning bolts at the hem, and the robe itself is pinned with this dragon brooch as she walks down. And her hair is tied back as always, and she's not wearing her glasses. She looks between the lot of you, nods, and leads you to a private sanctum and her office upstairs, and starts moving the furniture out of the way to clear enough space for John to do his work.
Excellent. As they get to the room, it takes a little bit of time for John to get it all set up.
He's like inscribing a circle on the ground in chalk, right?
Exactly. He takes out his chalk and he begins doing the necessary preparations he needs in order to cast the spell. Let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. So it doesn't take that long for him to cast it. So he begins setting up and prepping the circle. And as he's doing so, he's explaining what he's doing and informs the rest of the group that they have about a minute or so in order to say their goodbyes. Because once he's done with this, he'll have to cast the spell and we'll be ready to go. So if there's anything you'd all like to do, now's the time, because we're about to leave Northport again for an indeterminable amount of time.
Well, we'll be back, right?
Gosh, I hope so. By the way, Gastone, you always look lovely, but I like the color. And Asena, wow, incredible. That is very, very cool.
Oh, this whole thing? Thanks. I had it on me the whole time.
Yes, that and the ninja suit and the hobo attire and
Haura
yeah,
eyes John's crumpled and wrinkled three-piece suit and doesn't say anything.
John looks back at Haura. I see we're going to the expo this year, are we? I didn't even know you own one of those.
What's
You
an
certainly didn't have
expo?
it when you had spent time with me. Did you have that made up here? And for what reason?
In the court of an archmage, one should look the type.
Well, how close is she, by the way?
I mean, the teleport circle's what, a 10-foot diameter? So
10-foot circle.
she's standing like outside the circle so she doesn't mess it up.
John is going to just kind of, I'm going to make a perception check.
Okay, roll it.
Oh shit, that's right.
With disadvantage.
Yep. Oh, trust me. I'm leaving it on. For the next... Hey, suck
Okay,
it, this man's just
24.
not listening to me. I'm investigating to see if what she has on is a spell, like what he usually does, or if it's real.
No, it's real.
Oh wow, that must not have been cheap, especially here.
It does not look cheap.
Very well. Well, that'll about do it. And John kind of stands up, dusts off his hands, and he steps forward, and he's at the outside of the circle and holds out his hands, kind of gesturing, since it's just the four of them going, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gestures each of them to the 4 points marked on the outskirts of the circle, and they each hold out their hands to form a ring around the magic circle.
All right. Haura is standing between... Well, where is John standing? Who's John standing between? He set this up.
John's going to be at the head or north of, like, the northern part of the circle.
All right. Where's Gastone?
Next to Asena?
How about John and Haura are facing each other? Gastone
North and
and
south, yeah.
Asena are facing each other.
Sounds
So
good.
each of the two of you is holding one of John's hands and one of Haura's hands.
And I think what
smart.
we'll do is going clockwise. It'll be John, Asena, Haura, then Gastone.
And that's the order in which you're going to enter the circle?
So John explains that as he finishes casting the spell, there's going to be a rippling effect. As the center of the circle, the chalk is going to disintegrate and be filled with water. The water is going to spread out to the edge of the circle. We will then step in. There's going to be an eerie feeling as the water shoots up and surrounds us in a 10-foot cylinder. You'll be able to breathe. It's not real water. It's just made to fashion to look so. It'll be cool, and it'll be very similar as to when we pass through any other teleportation gate that we've gone through so far. The only issue is I've never used this to go as far as we are going. This, in theory, should work. But I don't think it was ever really meant to. So hopefully
in
nothing bad
theory, if it
happens.
doesn't, what happens?
Well, no, so here's the thing. When I first was researching a lot of this, didn't realize that we have a thing called multiverse theory where I come from, and I didn't think it was a real thing, but it seems like it kind of is. This was made on, at least the way that I found out about it, on my Earth, to go anywhere on my Earth. But the way that the spell was set up, it's meant to go anywhere on a physical plane. But now we found out that there's many physical planes and many different... Look, it gets crazy. The more you think about it, I hate it. I don't like to think about it. It's tiresome, and it makes my brain hurt. It shouldn't be a problem. I just haven't really done it that much. So anyway, have fun, kids. Let's do this. And he holds out his hands.
The lines of chalk glow with a luminescent blue, and then they flow like water, rippling outwards to fill the entire interior of the circle. Is this the part where they step in, or does it rise up first, John?
No, you step in and then it rises up and seals you within.
All right. John takes a step forward. Haura steps in opposite. as 1-2 Punch steps into the circle, the water rises up and the world vanishes. And we'll see everybody on the other side.